Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadabhaktaya Namo Namaha. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ramo 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer pranams to our Gurudev, Om Vishnupad Shri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Narayan Gosai Maharaj, all Vaishnavas, Dandavat pranams. So, material nature is very strong. Every action has reaction. Michael, right? Both are Michaels, aren't they?
Michael and Matthew.
Matthew. Even though Matthew is doubting there's justice, but everything is witnessed. There's one story, it's a little gruesome story, but it's too much nice also. Well, I can't even say nice, but it's interesting. Before, like a few hundred years ago, there was no trains, no buses, no planes, so people would walk. Especially to go to the holy place. Of course, if you had money, maybe you could afford a chariot or a horse. Ordinary persons walk. So tomorrow is like the beginning of the biggest religious festival on earth. It goes every year. It's called Ratha Yatra. Michael, if you go one time, 20 million people went last year. 20 million. Kumbh Mela they have once every 12 years. We went there. That was 650 million. But that's over 45 days. So Rath Yatra is 20 million, 16 to 20 million. So once a year, this deity of Krishna, he comes out of the temple. And he goes to another place for 10 days, then he comes back. So millions of people pull him there, and they pull him back. Millions. Well, if you see, then you understand. You can look at the online, you go and you'll see the videos, and then you'll understand what type of crowd is there. So, tomorrow is Gundicha Marjan, and the next day is the beginning of Rath Yatra. So this man was walking to the holy place. It's called Jagannath Puri. She was saying her husband's named after that. So, on the way, that time was no hotels, nothing. People would invite guests, come stay the night at my place. So as he was walking, then one Brahmin, one religious man said, "Oh, pilgrim, please purify our house, come and stay with us." So the man accepted very happily. Then the wife of the house, she was a bit lusty. So she approached this man for some enjoyment. And man said, "How can I do like that? I'm going to a religious festival. I cannot be performing bad activities like that. And you are a married woman. So that is not possible." So the woman said, "Oh, my husband is a problem." So she was so cruel, she went and stabbed the husband to death, killed him. And said, "Now, the path is open. No more obstacles, no more husband, no more obstacle." Then this man was so horrified. "What? Are you a woman or a monster?" He again refused her. Then this woman became too much angry. No? Because that much you have desire, when desire is not fulfilled, then when lust is not fulfilled, then comes anger. So she became angry. She goes, "Oh, you think very highly of yourself?" So she scratched her face, pulled her cloth, scratched her breast like this, and went in the street. "Help me, help me. This man has killed my husband and now he tried to rape me." Wow. So all the villagers, they didn't know the truth. So they grabbed this pilgrim, pounded him, cut off his arms. I heard his legs too, anyway. They chopped off his arms, threw him down a hole, and left him there to die. So of course greatly he suffered, but somehow he survived, and during the night he somehow came out of the hole. And still he kept going to Jagannath Puri. Somehow. So when he entered the temple, then he prayed to Krishna. "I never did any wrong thing. I never lied, I never cheated, I never took any man's wife. Why I have to suffer so much? It's not fair. Also, I was coming to see you, so thanks a lot. So, Krishna gave him a dream that night. He showed his previous life. So there was one butcher who was going to kill a cow, chop him up and eat him. Somehow the cow escaped. So the cow was running, and this butcher was chasing the cow to catch him and take him to the slaughterhouse. Then this man, in his previous life, he didn't know this man was a butcher. He didn't know the cow escaped from the slaughterhouse. He just saw a cow. So he did like this to stop the cow from escaping. Then the man came, took the cow and took him off. And of course, what happened. So Krishna said to them, because you did this, right, you stopped the cow from escaping. So because of you, the cow was killed. And because you did like this, the next life you had to get your arms cut off. So this butcher, he was the husband of this woman. And the cow was the wife. So the cow who was killed by the butcher, she took birth as the wife. The man who did the butchering of the cow, he took birth as the husband. And because you interfered, then you have to get your arms cut off. Nice story, huh? I heard that from Bodhan Raj of all people. Anyway. So that gives you some idea, no? Justice is there. Every action has a reaction. So hearing this, an intelligent person, Michael's thinking, my God, how many hot dogs I ate. How many buffalo wings, that's what you call them, chicken wings, what do you call them here? Buffalo wings. We've all done bad, everyone has done, no? Knowingly or unknowingly. We have done so much nonsense. So an intelligent person will fear. What will happen to me? I will have to suffer. But there's an escape clause. And tonight we'll talk about that. No? Because even though we are bound by karma, we are bound by the results of our past activities, the Supreme Lord of Krishna is not bound by that. No? If I do some wrong thing, Krishna is not affected by that. If I do some good thing, Krishna is not affected by that. Because he is beyond the creation, he is beyond time, he is beyond karma, he is independent. So someone who surrenders to Krishna, yes. So someone who surrenders to Krishna, someone who takes to devotion, even a little bit, this can protect one from all type of fear. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, no? Dharma, even a little bit of performance, you can, doesn't matter, we'll tolerate, sorry. Even a little bit performance of devotion can save one from the greatest fear. What's the greatest fear? Losing the human form of life, going down to the animal species. Close it properly.
You have to shut it hard.
Close it properly. No? There we go. There's a nice history. No, this is from many millions of years ago, but very famous. There was one personality named Ajamila. Aja means ignorance, and Mil means mixed. Who's mixed in the world of ignorance? You, me, all of us. But anyway, Ajamila was a person. He was born in a very religious family. That is called Brahmin family in India, very religious. So therefore, naturally, seeing the behavior of his parents and grandparents, he also, many good qualities he developed. Proper behavior, he never lied, he controlled always anger, he controlled his senses. He was very religious, he was always respecting elders and brahmanas. He would go to the church, he would go to the temple. He would read scripture, very ideal personality in many regards. But lust is so much powerful. Lust. Every day we read in the newspaper, right? Because of lust. Lust also means not just for women or women for men or these days other things also. Lust also means for wealth, for some respect. So Krishna described, if the soul is perfect, this we were talking yesterday, the soul has inherent knowledge, because soul is spiritual. Just like inside a seed, the inherent potency to become a tree is there in the seed, but dormant. So our natural attraction to God, our natural attachment to Him, a desire to serve Him, that is there in the soul, but now it's dormant, like covered. Without water, that seed not sprout. So without association of devotees, remember last night, without hearing about Krishna, that tendency to serve Krishna not awaken. So what is it that covers that tendency? Krishna says that is lust only, Arjuna, which covers the soul. Burns like fire and never satisfied. Like fire, no matter how much wood you put in, the fire never says enough. I've had enough. Fire always wants more. So lust is like that. The more you engage in lusty activities, the more you have to engage. It burns, always growing more and more. So how it covers lust, desire, Krishna gives 3 examples. Like a fire covered by smoke, like a mirror covered by dust, like a child covered by the womb. A child covered by the womb, right? You see a pregnant lady. What's there? Is the child Chinese? Will he be Mexican? Will he be black? Will he be white? Will he be Eskimo? Will it be boy or girl? How many fingers? Will it have 4 fingers or 5? No idea. The child fully covered in the womb. So some souls fully covered by lust, fully covered by material nature. Like trees. Soul is there because soul also take birth. The tree take birth. It grows. It produces offspring, fruit and seeds. Then it becomes old and dies. So life is there, soul is there, consciousness is there, but fully covered. Like a child covered by the womb. So another example is mirror covered by dust. If you go in an old house, right, there's the old mirror on the wall covered by dust, but that mirror is not functioning. You cannot see your reflection. But you can understand mirror is there. So some souls covered by lust, like a mirror covered by dust. Dogs, cat, porpoises. I don't know why I said that. But they move. Trees cannot move, cannot talk. No. But dogs can talk. Dogs have too much hunger and thirst. Even dog have affection, fear. If you give affection to the dog, if you beat him. So dogs are more developed conscious. Animals, more cows, pigs, all these things. They are higher than the plant, but covered consciousness. And what's like a fire covered by smoke? That is human form. If you put too much firewood, it will go out. But if you little blow that, put some nice little kindling, some dry grass, then the smoky nature it gives up becomes fully blazing. So human being, if proper association, proper conduct, what else? Proper activities, then that smoldering consciousness can become fully blazing, fully developed, God consciousness. But also in human form we misbehave, drinking Sarveza and Chicharan and all this. What happened? Also can become covered, extinguished. So Ajamila was very good, he had all good opportunity, but lust is very powerful. One day what happened? He was in the forest collecting flowers, collecting some firewood, and he saw one very low-class lady, prostitute. She was drunk. And she was with another low-class man. He was also drunk, and they're doing their nonsense. So Ajamila was from a very religious family. He'd never seen these things. So, oh, terrible. Lust is so powerful. He tried to control himself. He knew this is bad, no good, no beneficial, no pure, no auspicious. But lust is very powerful. Again, and especially the senses are so strong. These senses are very powerful. Mind is very powerful. And how mind enjoy through the senses. The tongue, the eyes, the nose, the ears, the sense of touch. So mind is very strong. So the mind, force by force, going through the senses to touch this world. So the soul, bewildered by lust, carried by the mind, acting through the senses, and that whatever good thing we have will be lost, covered by material nature. Krishna gave example, like you have a lake, but you put many, many dry reeds, then that water of the lake is sucked in by the reeds. So whatever good qualities we have, that can be lost by bad association, materialistic association. So Ajamila again and again looked, and he took that form, all these things he was seeing, he took into his heart. Then he went home, and again he meditated on it. And when you meditate on something too much, then comes too much lust. And when lust becomes very strong, what to do, what not to do, what is good, what is bad, what is reputation, what is religion, what is everything burned to ashes by lust. Every day, one time, Gog Maharaj, Gurudev, all of a sudden out of the class, he collected like one book full of newspaper clippings. Some man had adopted a young girl, then when she grew old, he raped her, then he killed her to hide the crime. But like one after another, I just remember that one story. But he was just reading like 3, 4 just from the newspaper that he'd collected over the years. And he was saying how powerful is lust. It overwhelmed the mind, it overwhelmed the senses, it overwhelmed everything. So Ajamil, so Krishna also says in Bhagavad Gita, by contemplating, by thinking of something, comes, by not controlling the senses, right, comes attachment. You smell the chicharon, and by smelling you become attached. You see something bad, I know these days, pornography, you see, then become attached. All senses are like that. Taste, smell, seeing, touching. So when this mind is not controlled, then they go through the senses, then comes attachment. Then by thinking of that attachment, then becomes more strong, becomes lust. When lust is very strong, then desire becomes very prominent, that you cannot fulfill desire, then comes anger. When someone's angry, they forget everything. Complete forgetfulness is there. And when complete forgetfulness is there, one falls from one's position. So Ajamil, he'd seen, he thinking, feeling, willing. Thinking, feeling, willing. Thinking, feeling, how would it be? I will do. So Ajamil was married, he had everything, children, parents. But lust was so powerful, he called this woman into his house as a secretary, what you cleaning lady, secretary, nanny, personal assistant, nanny, right, all this stuff. And he began living with it. He drove his parents out of the house because they are disturbing him. He kicked out his wife and children, and he began living with that woman. And she was low-class woman, so she, no money, no honey, as they say. Anyway, so bring money, but here's Brahman. Brahman lives just by doing puja, whatever comes automatically. But this new woman is not like that. Bring money. Where I get money from, he have no trade and no nothing. So we have to steal. So to bring money, he begins stealing. When you mix with thieves, then you learn more things. Like they say, if you go in jail as a normal guy, when you come out, you're like 20 times worse because of all bad association. So by associating with thieves, he became a drunkard, he became a gambler, he became a drug user, he became a murderer, he became a meat eater. Means all religion, every good quality burnt, finished, gone. And because he was always eating food cooked by that low-class woman, his intelligence was always covered. Like the moon becomes eclipsed. His good thoughts, his good behavior, everything become covered. He could not anymore think what is eternal, what is temporary, what is auspicious, what is not auspicious, what is good, what is bad, what is happiness, what is distress, everything finished. And he making children one after another in the womb of this lady. So 9, 10 children he had. He became old, very old, Ajamil. But one day, one good thing happened to him. Because before he's doing good activities, those good activities are never lost. Maybe the result come a little later. So one day a great saintly person came through the village. They say that was Loma Hashem, one great rishi, saintly person. Then he traveling through the village, then he asked the boys, is there any devotee, any Brahmin here? And boys, little naughty sometimes. Yes, yes, there's a great devotee, the Brahmin, Ajamila. You can stay with him. And Ajamila from Brahminical family, no? So this saintly person, very innocent, he went to Ajamila's door, knock. Then Ajamila was not there. He was gambling and drinking and all that stuff. But the wife was there. So when she saw the saintly person, Lama asked, oh, yes, Maharaj, welcome. How can we serve you? Oh, you need a place to stay. Come here, please. So very affectionately, she served him. Here's a room. You take this room. Here's some drinking water. Here's some fruits. If you want to cook, here's everything. Oh, no. So she very, very, very affectionately served him, with kindness. Because many years she not seen any saintly person. She didn't know this is high-class personality, Loma Hashem, famous saint. So, Loma Hashem saw she was pregnant, like the 10th kid or something. And she said, soon you will give birth to a boy. You should give him the name Narayan. Like in India, everyone calls their children, like even Christians, right? There's Michael, Matthew. Who were you before? Anyway. Paul, Peter, people call them.
James.
Huh?
James.
James, there you go. Mary. So even all religions have this. Some religious name. So Narayan is a name of Krishna. Nara means the souls. Ayan means the shelter. Who gives shelter to all souls? That's Narayan or Krishna. So you will have a son. You should give him the name Narayan. And this lady became very happy because so many children, she's running out of names. Miguel, Pasco, Pecho, Sasha, Masha, Pasha, right? For the Russians. So many children, she ran out of names. This is very nice name. She became very happy. Narayan. Then after some time, Ajamil came home. He saw, hey, what's this guy doing here? Who let him in? Then the wife said, no. Be careful. This is saintly person, sadhu. He is very nice, very nice. He said, you will have a son. And he said, your son, you should give him the name Narayan. Right? This is the name of Krishna, right? We were talking. Krishna entered the year, and then the nature of the soul to serve him wakes up. So, of course, if we hear from the ordinary person, it won't have too much power. It has power. But you hear the name of Krishna from really saintly person, this has so much effect. Who have love for Krishna, if you hear about Krishna from them, you will also love Krishna. So Ajamil, many years, he not heard anything about Krishna. Many years. Because he's with all the Teporochos and all these guys. What? Many years he not heard the name. So this saintly person, Loma Hashem, your son, he will be called Narayan. What? Narayan. Narayan. Again and again from the mouth of Loma Hashem, he heard the names of Krishna. And he also speaking something. First, what we hear, our practice is three main things. Hear about Krishna, speak about Krishna, remember Krishna. Narayan. So 4 or 5 times like this. Narayan. Then Ajamil became happy. Yeah. So if we get something from someone, we should also give something. No? So what gift he will give this Loma Hashem? So Ajamil is so happy. I give you a donation. Today I will not kill you. Imagine. I give you a donation. Today I not kill you. That is my donation. I mean, you can imagine how cruel, how terrible he was. I did not kill you. That is my donation to you. So the Loma Hashem left next day. Then the child was born. Oh, you should give him the name Narayan. So especially old person, you see, too much like children, right? Like, if someone has children, children mostly go with the grandparents. You see, mostly. Grandparents have more kindness, right? Even everyone, when they think of their own grandparents, everyone mostly we have too much affectionate memories. They have even more affection than own parents. Something is there in grandparents. So Ajamil was an old person, too much like young children, I've seen. Like Srimati up there. Hey, where's Padak Brahma? Not coming.
I don't know.
Anyway, he have a little daughter. Everyone want to play with her. Mm-hmm. So Ajamil always, and especially Ajamil was very old, viejo. Then he always with the old, always with the child. So he always called, hey, Narayan, come here. Narayan, eat this. Narayan, sit here. Narayan, bad boy. Narayan, go there. Narayan, bring this. Narayan, Narayan. Day and night. Narayan, Narayan, Narayan. This is the name of God. Ajamil not thinking this is the name of God. He thinking it's the name of my son. But the name of Krishna have power. You know or you don't know, but effect is there. Like doctor give us medicine. What's in the medicine? We have no idea, right? Take one of these 3 times a day. What's in there? We have no idea what it is. But we take it, it has its effect. If someone like fire, maybe like last night we cooked these elotes, right? Mm-hmm. Someone don't know and they touch that iron, they get burned. They don't know. But fire has its own power. Even material things like vodka. Imagine someone keep their vodka in my water bottle. I don't know, I drink. What will happen, Michael? Where did you go? The effect will be there. So you know or don't know, even material things like poison, like medicine, like fire, these things work. What to speak of name of Krishna? You know or don't know, effect is there. Saintly persons, you know who they are, you don't know who they are, effect will be there. No? Holy days of Krishna, you know or don't know, power is there. No? Like Saddam Hussein, remember him? He was hanged on a holy day, Ekadasi. So Guru Maharaj said, because he died on a holy day, it must be early in the morning, they hanged him like 5 in the morning. So it must be early in the morning, he was like, Allah Akbar, Allah Akbar. And they hanged him on a holy day, so he must get some good place, some good destination. That holy day have its own power. So Ajamil don't know, but Narayan, 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 day and night. Ajamil forgot about death. But death never forgets about us. Exactly on the time it will come. So Ajamil felt death is coming. He laid down. And he died. But just before the soul left the body, according to what type of life the soul, sometimes it leaves through the top of the head like the yogis. Sometimes low-class person, the soul goes through the rectum, like Elvis Presley. When Elvis Presley died, he was on the toilet. So the king was on the throne. So when he died, he went straight. Anyway, too much detail is not necessary. Just before he died, because Ajamil whole life doing nonsense things, then he has to go to hell. So we also believe in hell, but we did say it's not eternal. That much you did bad thing, that much you suffer. You cannot suffer eternally there. Like if whole life I stole 1 chocolate bar, then I go to hell eternally. Not possible. That much punishment, that much you did bad thing, that much you get punishment. And also heaven, we call the celestial planets, this is also not eternal. That much you did good, that long you stay there. But the kingdom of God is beyond that. So Ajamil, whole life doing rubbish. So therefore, who will take him to hell? 3 personalities came. They're called the Yamadutas. So they came very fierce, very angry, very strong. Because death, time, no one can escape that. So Ajamil, full of fear. Anyway, there's many Yamaduta stories, but these days most people die in the hospital full of painkillers. But sometimes someone dies in that, then you see the time of death, too much fear. Why? Because they're going there. So these three persons came, very fierce, very ferocious, to take the soul covered by the mind, take that to hell. The soul has two bodies, Michael, right? The gross body, the subtle body, the mind. Like in dream, what we're doing, we're moving in the subtle body. The gross body sleeps, but the subtle body is going surfing. The subtle body goes here and there. So the soul covered by the mind is also one body, like a peanut. The peanut has a little paper shell and a hard shell. So at the time of death, this body stays. And the soul covered by the subtle body, that is, goes to its next destination. Krishna give example like a flower. Maybe some nice flowers are there. The breeze carries the essence of the flowers to a distant place. Then you smell the fragrance from a distance. So at the time of death, the gross body is like the flower. That stays there. But the essence of the flower, the soul, carried by the mind, that goes to your next destination. What do you think of the time of death, Michael? What will you think of? What do you like the most? You'll think of that and your mind will take you there. And then you again take birth. So Ajamila, whole life did rubbish mostly. And he felt too much fear. They come to take the soul covered by the mind to the hell. To hell. And Ajamila too much afraid. Who will save me? He thought. No. So, in great, he thought of his son. Because too much attachment to his son. Because last 3-4 years, day and night playing with the boy. Ajamila, save me, he cried. No, sorry, Ajamila cried, Narayan, save me. Thinking of his son. So the time of death, what did he chant? Narayan. Thinking of his son, not thinking of God. Narayan, save me. But then next minute he thought, what can this boy do? But then the name gave him remembrance, right? Hearing, chanting, remembering. Chanting the name Narayan, he remembered Narayan. Narayan, save me. Then he thought, this boy, what he? Then he remembered Krishna. Because beginning of his life, he doing something. He remembered. So these three came who were taken to hell because we do sin by body, mind, and words. So they were trying to take him out of the body, but he was not dead yet. He was still alive. And when he said Narayana, 4 syllables, Narayana. So from the spiritual world, 4 personalities came. This Narayan, the name of Krishna, like we're chanting here in Modesto, but this name, this is unlimited. So Krishna heard. Who is my devotee in the material world chanting my name with so much fear? I must protect it, right? Narayan means we give shelter to everyone. So who chants the name of Narayan, Krishna must give shelter. That's his name's meaning. So Krishna thought, I must protect him immediately. 4 souls from the spiritual world, liberated souls. We talked about the prison house yesterday, remember? Mm-hmm. But not all souls are in the prison, right? In the spiritual world, the liberated souls reside there eternally with the Supreme Lord. They have spiritual bodies just like God. So when Krishna wanted, my devotee should be protected, then what Krishna wants, that will happen. So 4 souls immediately came before Ajamila. And they stopped these other 3 taking him to hell. Stop! You cannot touch him. And they said to Ajamila, Ma Boyata, don't fear. Don't fear. So the 3, they dropped the soul who came back in the body. So Ajamila was not dead. What do you call it? Coma. Maybe something like that. Coma, soul is still there in the body. I'm not saying Ajamila was coma, but he wasn't dead, whatever he was. And so this side, the 3 guys taking him to hell. And this side, 4 servants of Krishna. They're called the Vishnu Dutas, the liberated souls, the perfected souls. Right? What's God doing in heaven? Who's he with? The perfected souls, the pure souls. We call them the liberated souls. Not all souls are in this world, right? Not all souls are in the prison. So then Ajamila is hearing this conversation between them two. Between karma, right? You did bad, you're going to hell. And devotion, which is a separate thing. It's a wonderful conversation. And Ajamila in the middle, he's hearing all this. Many people believe justice is everything, material nature is everything. So, like we're talking morality. No. But devotion is beyond morality. Right? When, like, I guess the idea is that when Jesus was there, then one lady, they said she was adulterer. They want to stone her to death. Then Jesus said, well, those are any amongst you who have no sin, you can throw the first stone. And everyone packed up their bag, and Jesus said, I also not, he could throw the stone, but he not did. Because mercy. So kind. So material justice is one thing, but mercy of God, mercy of Krishna, this is another thing, beyond that. Anyway. So this conversation between what you deserve and mercy. Like Srila Sridhar said, we are not coming to Krishna, give me what we deserve. What we deserve. Oh my God. We are not coming to Krishna for justice, we are coming to Krishna for mercy. Don't look at me. If you look, you'll see nothing good. But I want your causeless mercy. Mercy without cause. Ahoitiki kripa. So the three guys, they're called the Yamadutas. Yam means time, material nature. Now this world, who controls this world? Time. Time is also a person. Just anyway, we won't go too much into that. But we believe everything is controlled by persons. The wind god, the sun god, the moon god. In Mexican culture, in all ancient cultures, they believed in personalities. All ancient cultures. The Chinese, the Japanese, the Celts, everywhere. The Romans, Egyptians, the Mexicans, the Aztecs. Who are the guys in South? I always mix up between the Aztecs and the Incas.
Incas, yeah.
They believed everywhere was personalities. The personality of the mountain, the personality of the wind, the personality of the different planets, the astrology, the personality of the ocean, the personality of the earth, the personality of time. No, but these days, there's only one anymore. Now everything is impersonal. God is not a person. Impersonality, impersonalism. So the messages of time, they said, who are you? Why are you stopping us? We have, because everyone dies in the material creation, so we have seen everyone, but we never seen who are you. Because the kingdom of God is beyond the creation, so they've never seen the liberated souls. But you are very beautiful. Your limbs are very perfect. Your body is dark. You wear golden cloth like gold. Your voices are very deep, very sweet. Your eyes are like lotus. We've never seen anyone like you. So who are you? And why are you stopping us? No. We are the servants of Yamaraj. This is our job. No. So when they introduce themselves, then the servants of Krishna, the Vishnu Dutas, Vishnu means who is everywhere, who pervades everything. Another name of God, Vishnu, Krishna. We'll just stick to Krishna. One name. So the servants of Krishna smiled. Because they are very expert in everything, all scripture, everything. Oh, they said. So you are servants of time, servants of Yamaraj. So please tell us, what is religion? You're talking about religion. We want to hear from you, what is religion? What is punishment? Is everyone punishable? Tell us. No? So the messages of time, the Yamadutas. We have heard from our master, time, Yamaraj, the Supreme Lord Krishna. His instructions are called the Vedas. As Krishna is perfect, his instructions are perfect. He's not like we're always making mistakes, we're always bewildered. We cannot see, smell, taste, hear, or touch everything, but still we want to give some instructions to others. Therefore our instructions are always defective and cheating people. But Krishna is not like that. Because Krishna pervades every atom, he sees, smells, tastes, hears everything. There is nothing unknown to him. Because he knows everything, he never makes mistakes. Right? We make mistakes because we don't know everything. Right? Who's going to win tomorrow's football game? No idea. But Krishna knows. Because he's present in the past, he's present in the future, he is also present in the past, present, future. He pervades everything. He also pervades past, present, future. So he knows everything. Therefore, when he gives some instruction, there's no defect there. He's not making mistakes. He's not misleading people by giving defective instructions. And the main thing, he's beyond illusion, so he's never bewildered. So his instructions are perfect and infallible. So the Yamaduta that we heard, Krishna, he speaks the Vedic instructions, the Vedic scriptures. These are infallible and perfect. Who follow that, this is called religion. Who not follow that is called irreligion. No? So material nature control everyone like the bull or like the horse is controlled by the reins. Some people are goodness, some are passion, some are ignorance. Right, Michael? What are you? What time do you like to wake up?
Like 8.
That's a bit late.
Yeah.
Anyway, some people too much like goodness, pure foodstuffs. They wake up early. They like cleanliness. They feel peace. They're self-satisfied. This is the best. Goodness. The opposite of that is ignorance. Some people too much like intoxication, sleep, violence, unclean foods. You know people like that? Always unclean, always violent, angry, aggressive, nonsense, no control, no pity, no mercy, nothing. And some people are passionate, too much desire. So if someone dies in the mode of goodness, they go to the celestial planets, they go up. If someone dies in ignorance, they go down, right? And someone too much passion, again they take birth in the human species. In this way, like a horse is controlled by the reins, all living entities controlled by material nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance. So Ajamila, he is fully ignorant. He gave up his mother and father, he gave up his parents, he gave up his children. He living with a woman, not married. She was low class. No, he was a thief, he was a murderer, addicted to intoxicants, gambling, meat eating. He never performed, Jagannath, stay awake, he never performed any purification. His whole life is rotten.
Hi.
Why are you late?
Hello.
Your cuteness will not work here. Shh! Come in, Parak Brahma, you're late. 2 hours late.
She's very demanding. I won't be able to say. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'll take care of it, don't worry.
Where's the other girl?
Oh, she did. She was.
Come on, Parak Brahma, we'll take care of it, don't worry.
She can sit with me.
Oh, come on. She runs on the road.
Oh.
She wants to stay with neighborhood kids.
Oh.
We'll catch her.
Bind her by the rope of material nature. We're just talking. Anyway, you came.
Your voice of material nature is too loud.
Children, too much passion. Anyway, so this Ajamil, he did all nonsense whole life. He never did any purificatory process. So he is going to hell and we're here to take him. Then the servants of Krishna, they laughed, they smiled. How very wonderful. You are talking about religion, yet you are acting improperly. No. This Ajamil has no sin. He is fully purified. Why? At the time of death, he remembered Krishna. So all his sins are fully destroyed. He has no sins, you cannot take him to hell. He is a greatly religious person. Like this. Then the servants of Krishna began glorifying the power of the name of Krishna. So we said before, just like a spark can burn a mountain of ash, a mountain of grass to ashes, even a little bit of devotion to Krishna, chanting his name, Narayan, this can destroy a mountain of sins to ashes. No? Just like if you take a bottle of vodka and you sprinkle it with holy water for 100 years. When you uncork it, has the alcohol been purified? It's still alcohol. So non-devotees who never hear Krishna's name, no matter what they do, they're never purified. Because they never think of him, they never remember him. But this Ajamil, somehow at the time of death, Krishna, thinking of his son, he is now purified. He's not perfect. he not developed love of God, but he developed freedom from his karma. So he got liberation, but not love of God. Sanketyam parihasyam va stobam helaya evava. Asheshanama grahana vakunta grahanam. Name of Krishna may be chanted in 4 ways. There's 3 types of chanting. The pure chanting of names. Michael, say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Did you see Krishna? Okay. That means you didn't chant the pure name.
Okay.
Oh my God, Justin, you're criminal. Sit here. Okay, sit there. How could you come late? All day we're thinking of a class for you. You didn't even come.
I was helping.
Helping what? Not helping yourself, that's for sure.
Helping others.
And Krishna?
Krishna was last on the list, right? Krishna's service always last. So we're just saying there's 3 types of chanting of Krishna's name, no? Say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Did you see Krishna? When you said Hare Krishna, did he appear before you? Why not? We heard last night Krishna and his name is the same thing. So who chants with pure devotion, they'll see Krishna immediately before them. Ajamila didn't chant that. Another type of chanting when it's full of misconception. Like someone chanting and thinking God has no form, Krishna is just like an ordinary person. There's many other good activities. Hearing about Krishna is just another good activity, you know. Oh, the scriptures glorify the name of Krishna just to get people to chant, but other things are also great, you know. So this chanting full of misconception is it's called Namaparad. So Ajamila did not chant full of misconception. He did not chant with pure devotion. What did he chant? In the middle. This is called Abbas. Abbas means shadow. The shadow have some connection to the reality light. Anyway, I can't see here, but you know. The shadow hand also has 5 fingers. So it has some relation with the original thing. So Ajamila's chanting was not pure and perfect. It was not fully degraded. It was in the middle. This is called Namabas. So Sanket Parihas Stobam Helayababa. This Namabas is 4 types of chanting. Sanket means to chant Krishna's name and indicate something else. Ajamila, Narayan, my son. So this is Sanket Namabas. Parihas, someone joking. Someone might joke. Hare Krishna. Like when we were kids, our school bus would go past the temple, the Hare Krishna temple in Sydney. Then sometimes me and my friends would call out the window, "Get a job, you losers, Hare Krishna."
Really?
Not even joking. "Get a job, you losers, Hare Krishna."
And now look at you, Maharaj.
Now look at me. Krishna had the last laugh. You know? So this is one joking also can be. Joking. You know, there's many stories like that. Sanketya Parihas Stob. Stob means musical entertainment. You would like Boy George, what's his name? Boy George, but George Harrison, right? You know George Harrison?
No.
From the Beatles?
Oh, I've heard of the Beatles.
Am I so old? God help me. You know, My Sweet Lord. You know that one? You know that? Michael will show us tonight.
A little bit.
He was very famous singer. My sweet, he's singing about Krishna, my sweet Lord. And then in the background you can hear Hare Krishna. It's a famous song. I'm sure if you hear it, you'll recognize it. So some people chant using the name of Krishna for musical entertainment. Govinda. In India they learn to sing by singing like this. Sanket, Parihas, Stob. Helai. Helai means neglectful. No, neglectful. Like in India, many of the cities named after Krishna, Jagannath Puri, Hastinapur. Many years ago when I came to India, we went to a hardware shop, a hardware store. And then the guy came to me and I said, Hare Krishna. And he was like, ah! He was shocked. Like we really shocked him. And he said, how did you know my name? His name was Hare Krishna. True story. So somehow someone may chant Krishna's name for musical entertainment. Someone might chant Krishna's name for like joking. Someone might chant Krishna's name indicating something else. Like in India, remember all the shops, Krishna's Hardware, Govinda's Bakery,
So, yeah.
Hari's Hardware, what is it? Anyway. Srimati, don't worry about it, right? Just concentrate. So Ajamil chanted Krishna's name, not thinking of Krishna, but thinking of his son. But this also have effect. What's the effect? He became free from all his karma. But still he did not achieve pure love of God. He got like the middle. Like in the morning, like midday here, how hot. And 12 o'clock at night, so dark. But like 5 o'clock, you see, sun is coming. Sun has not fully arisen yet, but it's still everything is illuminated. No? So Ajamil, he not chanted like the midday sun. He not in full ignorance, his chanting is in the middle stage of chanting. So he became free from all his karma, free from birth and death. But he's not dead yet, Jagannath. So he's hearing all this. And then too much that these three Krishna devotees are speaking about the glories of the name of Krishna. And he's hearing all this, but he's... No. Then the three went to take him to hell. They realized, case finished, they ran. Then the soul came back in his body. Then Ajamil wanted to touch the feet of these four, but he cannot because it's too sinful. He wanted to touch. They smiled and also disappeared. Then Ajamil fully came back in his body, full conscious. And he thought, what did I do? What did I see? Was it a dream? No, it's not a dream. The name of Krishna has so much power, I didn't know. The name of Narayan has so much power. If I got such a result of being freed from hell just by chanting by accident, what will happen to me if I chant with faith? Then he too much lament, oh, I waste my life. Look what I did with my life. I gave up my wife, I gave up my parents, I gave up my children, I waste my life with this woman. Whole life I engage in sinful activities. So too much he lament also, I waste my life, what I'm doing. So then now he have renunciation, he know little the goal of life. So he give up everything. The blanket he put on his shoulder and went to the Himalaya. Because already he's old, like 85, I heard his age was already 85. And he went to the Himalaya. And there he came to the holy city of Haridwar. Have you heard of Haridwar?
Never heard of it.
Rishikesh?
No.
Huh. I'll show them a
Okay.
famous place. The Ganga ran there. Haridwar is a famous religious city.
Okay. Wow.
So he went there and what he began doing? Narayan, 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 Narayan. And thinking these four to be his guru, because from them he heard the glories of the name of Krishna. Thinking of these four as his guru and following all their teachings that he heard. Om Namo Narayan. I give pranam, I give respect to Narayan. I bow to Lord Narayan. Narayan. Like we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. He fully dedicated himself. He taking bath in the holy river. He always association of saintly persons. And his faith more and more matured. Like you put water on a seed and one day it not become a tree, right? First thing, right? Michael at the plants, the plant nursery. Mm-hmm. It come 2 leaves, then 4 leaves, then 6 leaves. So devotion have 3 stages. Anyway, Sadhan Bhakti, Bhav Bhakti, Prema Bhakti. So the first 2 leaves are the results in the first stage of devotion. Kleshagni, what is it? Anyway, I forget. So anyway, 2 results he get. And anyway, by chanting, he developed. Then he came to the same stage of pure love of God. Narayan, Narayan. Then again death came for him because he's very old by this time. But this time was fully different because he fully absorbed in remembering Krishna. So the same 4 came for him, the same 4 as before. They came. Welcome. No? Then Ajamil, the soul also have a body. Now we cannot understand it all. No? But if God has a form, the soul must also have a form. Otherwise, how can do service? Right? Like Jesus, it's the Son of God. So Jesus have a body, he have a form. we don't believe his body is material, right? And with that form, he served the form of God. So Ajamil, what's an example? Like lightning and a flash of lightning. He gave up this material body, then the soul in its original spiritual form also came out. And he also looked just like these other Vishnu dukes. Now they're God brothers. And very happily he went back to the spiritual world. Just like a snake. The snake gives up the skin and the original form of the snake continues. Right? So at the time of death, the perfected soul, they give up this material body which is like a skin, and the soul's spiritual form goes back to the spiritual world. This is a wonderful story. An ordinary person achieving perfection by chanting the names of Krishna by accident. Okay, Justin came late, so hard for you to follow the story, but you can watch it on YouTube. So Ajamil went back home, back to Godhead. And these three guys from hell, the Yamadutas, they become depressed. Because they failed in their mission, right? So they went back to hell, and there they met Yamaraj. They wanted to give resignation. So Yamaraj saw that these three depressed, they come back empty-handed. What happened? Then these three told the story. We went to take Ajamil, docket number 49526. Everyone have their file? We went to take him, but a most astonishing thing happened. So he chanting Narayan, Narayan, then these four came and took him. We could not take him. Then Yamaraj, time, he also witnessed everything. When he heard the name of Krishna, his hair stand on it, in pleasure and ecstasy. Then he said, you saw the eternally liberated souls. No. Then he's too much surprised, too much astonished. He also feels too much happy. Because in hell no one chant Narayan, Narayan. No, but he hearing that. Hell means full forgetfulness. Ah, ooh, ah. No. In hell no one chants Krishna's name. So he hearing first time in hell. He become too much happy. Hey, don't say too loudly. Otherwise this place will be empty. Then he said, my boys, you thought me to be the controller. Everyone thinks time is controlling everything, right? Like Donald Trump. So great. But in a few years, where will he be? Gone. Everything he done, everything left stays here. Time take everything from us. So many famous, great, powerful persons, where are they now? Destroyed by time. So in this world, time control everything. No one can escape. So in time, his name is Yamaraj. He said, you thought me to be the controller. But even I am controlled. My power comes from Krishna. You boys are too much fortunate. Today you heard his name, you heard the glories of his name, and you met his eternal associates, the liberated souls. You are too much fortunate. Then Yamaraj said, very nice instructions. You bring to me all type of persons, but never bring to me these 5 types. The name of... A frog also has a tongue. A frog also so much speaking at night. But no benefit. He's just calling the snake, I'm here, take me. So people have tongues but never chanting Krishna's name. So bring me those persons who never chant Krishna's names. Right? Topics of Krishna is like nectar. Always flowing from the mouths of saintly persons. Bring me those persons who never like to taste this nectar. I mean, who don't like to hear about Krishna, like Justin. You bring them to me. Yes, you thought something else was more important than hearing. Yes, otherwise you would have been here. You thought something else was more great than that. Anyway, don't worry. At least you came for the last 10 minutes. So topics of Krishna is like nectar. Bring me those persons who never like to hear. Bring those. Bring me those persons who never even once bow their heads to saintly persons. Bring me those persons. Bring me those persons whose hearts never even one time remember Govinda, another a Krishna. Who never remember Krishna even once, you bring me those persons. And persons who never perform their daily activities as a service to the Supreme Lord, you bring me them also. So, which one are you, Justin? Try and come in one of these, out of these 5. those persons are eligible for punishment. Means again birth and death, again birth and death. But those who hear Krishna's names, those who like to hear about him, those who serve him, those who bow to Tulsi, those who bow to devotees, no? Never bring them to me. Never bring them even in dreams. He said, never approach them even in dreams. No? When I was new devotee, I went to Bhubaneswar. Then, I shouldn't tell this, but still it gives people little faith. No? Nighttime I had an amazing dream. Crazy dream. I went in this place and there was a big mirror. And they brought me into the one hut and they said, look in the mirror. You will see the most fearsome thing. And I was thinking, well, what's the most fearsome thing? That's hell, right? That's the worst thing. So I was looking in the mirror and the colors were moving, but I didn't see anything. Then I sort of woke up and it was very bright and vibrant, like astonishing dream. And then I went to class, then Gurudev Gogumaji was speaking about this same topic. Bring me these 5 type of persons who never hear Krishna, who never chant Krishna's name, who never hear about Krishna, who never bow to him, who never remember him, and who never perform their daily activities as a service to him. So he was saying, then he said, so never approach devotees, they will never see the messages of Yamaraj, even in your dream. And he pointed to me like that, even in your dream, I remember. So he knows everything. That was so astonishing. Anyway, so the point is, devotion is so powerful. So what we did out of ignorance, that can be destroyed very easily by devotion. But one who thinks, oh, I will use devotion and do more bad activities, then do again Hare Krishna, and then again do, and again, those persons cannot be purified. No, but devotion have power to destroy everything. So what we did out of ignorance, that can all be destroyed, but only by devotion. And who will not take to devotion, they will have to pay tax for every single activity. Any questions?
When you were talking about the individual that he had his arms cut off because of, he was blocking the cow.
Yeah.
Did he have good intention? Because he
did have good intention.
How does good intention kind of come into play with the karma, like what's going to happen to you later when you intend a good?
Well, they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Therefore, what is really good activity, what is bad activity, is very hard to understand.
Yeah.
So all material activity have that fear, what is good, what is bad. Therefore, devotee, we should avoid all type of good activity, all type of bad activity. Any type of good activity devoid of relation to Krishna, that is useless. Any type of bad activity also without relation to Krishna is also useless, because both give a temporary result. But devotion is beyond good and bad. So devotion is beyond morality. So many people think devotion helps us to be moral persons. But don't misunderstand me, no? But if you value morality more than devotion, then morality will be an obstacle. Devotee can give up even morality if it pleases Krishna. I'll tell one story. I tell this story many times. Most people don't understand, but try and understand it. Good and bad is just this world. Like we were talking about Mother Teresa last night. Nowadays, the modern Christian church has just become like a welfare society. I think feeding the poor man is service to God. But in the kingdom of God, there's no poor persons to feed. So what do you do there? So morality is this world, but devotion is beyond that. Devotion also have its own rules. Like in war, if you shoot someone, you get a medal. But without war, if you shoot someone, you go to jail. Right? So morality is this world, but devotion is beyond. I'll tell one story. I hope you understand, but it's not easy to understand the difference between morality and devotion. Devotion is beyond good and bad. Okay. Take it. So there was one great personality. His name was Yudhisthira Maharaj. Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna. Arjuna was Yudhisthira was his brother. He was a great person. Everyone called him Dada Maharaj because he was so religious. So religious person. You can hear about his life, you become astonished. Anyway, one time he was a child and his teacher was teaching him, Ma Krodat, don't be angry. His teacher was Dronacharya. Ma Krodat, don't be, all boys say Ma Krodat. Ma Krodat, don't be angry. Ma Krodat. Then the teacher asked, you understand Ma Krodat? No, Gurudev, I don't understand. What? Everyone understands except you? Say, Ma Krodat. Gurudev, I don't understand. Then teacher became angry. What? Playing game, he took a stick, began beating Yudhisthira. Again and again. You understand? Don't be angry. Again and again beating, but Yudhisthira, no, I don't understand. Then teacher become like crazy. Like we used to do to our teachers. I'm sorry. Then finally now I understand, Gurudev. Despite many sufferings in this world, Ma Kroda, don't be angry. So he was always like that as a child. What to speak of old. So this war where Bhagavad Gita was spoken in the beginning, this was a war between two sets of cousin brothers. And Yudhishthira's guru on the other side, his name was Dronacharya, very powerful. He taught them all weaponry and the mantras, how to kill him. If they don't kill him, they cannot win the war. So during the war, then what to do? Then Dronacharya, the guru on the other side, they wanted to kill him, but they couldn't kill him because he was so powerful. He had one weakness. What was that? His son. Actually, Dronacharya was from a religious Brahmin family. Brahmin never fights. But how he got involved in fighting? Only because of his son. Dronacharya was very poor. But he didn't care because he was always satisfied with what he had. But he had a son named Asvatthama. One day his son went to school. And he came home crying because all the boys in school drinking milk. But he could not have any milk because he was so poor. All the other boys were making fun of him, right? Asvatthama never drank milk. Haha, what a loser. So he came home crying, telling his father, Father, give me milk, give me milk. I want to drink milk. All boys are drinking milk, but I never get milk. So seeing his son crying, then father felt too much pain. Oh, son, I will give you milk, don't worry. So, flour, he mixed with water, ching, 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 and gave his son. And son drank that, thinking this is milk. Then the boy was, I'm also like other boys. I'm also drinking milk. Then father felt too much shame. Oh my God, look, I cannot even afford milk for my son. I guess I have to get a job. So he knew all weapons. So that's how he got a job in the military. Only because of his son, no other reason. So Krishna knew this history. So while the war was going on, Krishna called out, Oh, Dronacharya, why are you fighting? Your son Asvatthama is dead. It wasn't true. His son was still alive. When Dronacharya heard, Krishna said, my son is dead, then Dronacharya becomes stunned. No need to fight. My son is dead, why am I fighting? But then he thought Krishna was very tricky. Krishna is very tricky. Because Krishna also beyond truth and untruth, good and bad. God is beyond that, right? He is beyond morality. So Dronacharya thought, maybe Krishna's lying. He thought. Maybe Krishna will lie, but he knows Yudhisthira will never lie. He's so truthful. So in the middle of the fight, he asked, Yudhisthira, is it true that my son Asvatthama is dead? No. Yudhisthira knew it wasn't true. But Krishna was putting pressure on him. Hey! You tell him his son is dead. So God is ordering one thing. But the truth is another thing. So Yudhisthira was hesitating to lie because whole life he never lied. Again and again Krishna was tell him his son is dead. But Yudhisthira hesitated. Then there was another brother. He's also there. Bhim. He was seeing this whole discussion. He knew his brother's nature. So Bhim killed a huge elephant. That elephant's name was Aswatthama, another elephant. He lifted up his club covered in blood and the brains of the elephant he just killed. I have killed Aswatthama. Look, it was true. Aswatthama the elephant. I have killed Aswatthama. So, and Krishna was again and again telling. So Yudhisthira didn't know what to do. So finally, so much pressure. Then he said, yes, yes, Aswatthama, the elephant, is dead. Aswatthama is dead. Aswatthama, the elephant, is dead. But when he said the elephant, Krishna blew his conch shell. You know conch shell, right?
Yeah.
So what did, what's his name? Dronacharya. What did he hear? Yes, yes, Aswatthama is dead. So I thought, my son is dead. No need to fight. He gave up all his weapons, sat in meditation. Then someone came and cut his head off. That time Yudhisthira, before, his chariot was always 6 inches above the ground. It never touched the ground. But when that incident happened, when he said that, his chariot came on the ground. So many ordinary persons think, oh, because he lied, he fell from religion. But we don't understand like that. Because what is real religion? What God wants, that is ultimate religion. But Yudhisthira was thinking, no, truth and morality is more important than pleasing Krishna. So dharma is one thing, but religion, service to Krishna is paradharma, supreme religion. Because he hesitated, he thought religiosity and morality was more important than satisfying Krishna. That's why he fell from religion. Anyway, don't misunderstand all this. But Krishna also beyond good and bad. What is good and bad for him? No. For the sun, where's night, and there's no such thing as day or night. So for God, where's the morality and sin? No, he has no business with that. He is beyond both. So who surrender to Krishna also become like that. Like Ajamila, so bad, Narayan, he crossed it. Anyway, so most people think religion is to help us become moral and religious. But we said, no, if necessary, we can give all that up also for the satisfaction of Krishna. Okay, don't misunderstand. Devotees are not immoral and thieves and criminals. But still satisfying Krishna is supreme religion. Any questions? Anyway, don't go, try to digest this, think about it carefully. No? Don't think that devotee will also do all type of rubbish and at the same time Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That is not the meaning. Any questions? So tomorrow is a very important day. Tomorrow is the disappearance of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. You can see his picture there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our Gurudevs, Gurus. Bhaktivinoda Thakur. If you want, are you working tomorrow?
Yeah.
What time you start?
9:30.
You want to come early in the morning?
What time?
7:30?
Yeah.
Because tomorrow is his day, so a little bit we'll speak about him. Truly amazing personality. All these books, most of the books back there he wrote. So hear about his character, his all contribution, and one faith will come. Okay, any questions there, Padabja? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.